So I'm gonna be really cheeky about this, but something that I'm about to talk about is my boobs. I'm being put up to this conversation, but I feel like it's worthy to talk about the mind-body relationship. How you communicate to your body can also be what it hears and responds to. You know, they say that cells, like the body is intelligent by design, and sometimes we can also like affect the way that our body grows or changes based off of what we think about it. Now, I think that there's a lot of uncharted territory here, but what I do know is true is that there have been some times in my life that I feel like the way that I spoke to my body affected how my body responded. If I am always saying something feels fat, what if by energetic default, you are like almost like creating that? So back to my boobs. I am very proud of my boobs and they're real. And I have this really interesting story. When I was 13, I opened a National Geographic and I saw that there were some like younger women that had boobs that were like really low down. And I also saw some women around me, including my mom. I was like, wow, like their boobs kind of like fold down. And in my little innocent heart, I remember thinking, I want my boobs to stay up and perky forever. And my cute little 13-year-old self, that I barely had boobs growing. And I was like, you boobs, we're gonna have a conversation, okay? We're gonna stay looking up, up, up. And I continue this joke, which is so funny, of me just saying, stay looking up. And what's interesting is that, and I just got afraid, like for the women that might think I'm here talking about my boobs, making myself so perfect and sexy, it's really not about that, okay? I'm grateful for my boobs, but I actually firmly believe that because when I was in my teens, I told my body something with absolute conviction, and through the time, like, you stay up, that they have stayed perky. And I also had one other trick, is that my mom told me at a young age, she was a model, that one of the ways to keep your boobs perky, and this is literally like one of those like passed down like mom traits, is to work on your pectoral muscles. Now, I don't know why this is not talked about more publicly, but she would like, do this, okay? So if you just put your palm in palm and you do this, you can feel, if you flex, that your chest muscles are gonna like activate and engage. Now, I would do this at a young age, and then I realized, because I used to be kind of a tomboy, I just want to do push-ups. So starting, I think I started doing it probably when I was 10, like push-ups, because I also have an older brother, and I wanted to be like, oh, I'm strong, I'm tough. And I would do push-ups, and to this day, one of the practices that I believe in that helps with the breast tissue staying lifted is building the pectoral muscle. Because, for example, I have muscle that goes all the way around, and I think by default, it could be that the fat tissues stay lifted. So that is a little trick. I don't think you're ever too old to work on your pectoral muscles. I do think implementing this practice the younger you are could actually support shaping your body. Because, you know, I have friends that were in volleyball in high school, for example. And I'm like, how did you get those amazing, juicy, muscular legs? Because I have slender legs, which I'm grateful for what I got, but sometimes I want them more juicy. How did you get those legs? And like, I don't really do anything with them now, but when I was in high school, I would, you know, I was in volleyball, or I was this, and I had to do these things where I would be building that muscle a lot. So I do know when you're younger, sometimes the body can take form. So if you know any younger girls that want their boobs to stay perky, please pass this information down, okay? It's not mine to own. If you do this by yourself, it can help lift them, or also do push-ups, build your chest muscles. Muscles are sexy. Also, one little side note that I'd like to share is that when I was younger, my goal was to be as skinny as possible. It was to be a 00. And I do know that, like, because I started modeling at a young age, I know that this is like changed over time. Like, I used to be like stoic. I'd even suck in the inside of my cheeks when I was younger, which is probably like why I look so similar to when I was younger is because I would want to look older. I'd want to be mature. I want to be taken serious. Like, and I wanted to be really skinny. And one time on one of my dream boards, when I realized I was like not loving the way I looked and the way I felt, I had like, you know, like girls in bikinis and beautiful photos, but what was on there was work for strong, not skinny. And I think that there's like this also plays into the feminine empowerment that, you know, it's not just about being really skinny. Sometimes being really skinny might make your immune system weaker, might make you like not as able to hold yourself. So I really work for strong, and I do go to the gym, and I don't go every day, but I really feel like building muscle tone is beautiful and it's sexy. And I also think curves are beautiful and sexy. And we're in a day and age where I think that once upon a time, being a really skinny girl was on trend. And I think what's on trend now is being strong. And I think that that's a really valuable thing for us to continue, regardless of like generations from now. Being strong is beautiful. And anyone out there that just feels like they need to be skinnier, maybe you just need to change the way you eat. Or you need to like go to the gym more, or find a practice or something, a way to circulate your energy that can help you feel good, because you deserve to feel good in your body, no matter where you are in your journey, no matter how old you are. And also remember, keep on Parky.